What's up, everybody? It is Brian here with Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Thank you for joining me today. It is June 1st, 2020. It's important to say rabbit, rabbit for good luck, especially in these times. I think we could all use a little good luck. Hey, if you do not subscribe to the channel, please do. Hit the bell for notifications. Shoot me some comments. I would really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. We're just going to jump into this chart today. Take a look at the astrology. The sun is at 11 degrees Gemini, sitting here getting really, really close to the inferior conjunction point with Venus. This is a big deal, especially with this heavy Venus retrograde. This is where we got to find beauty in our truth and let our soul really speak to our truths and find the beauty in our truths and ourself, and it's going to be difficult because there's a lot of other stuff going on, because it's also going to be squaring Mars heavily this whole time as these conjunct. So we got to remember that we got to take action and have the drive for the higher good. You know, whatever that is to you, you got to take action towards what your highest purpose is in this life, and only you're going to know what that is. And this square is really a difficult one, because there's going to be a lot of outside forces trying to keep you stuck in something that maybe you don't need to be stuck in. There's just a lot. There's going to be so much. This year is just getting started, which is crazy to even consider with the pandemic and with protests and everything for a reason. And the protests especially, that's big because we need unity. And that's one step to getting it. But we got to stay in alignment with our true self, and we got to still listen to our, what's coming in from spirit, Pisces is very connected to spirit, or it's the other way, or it's this destructive path. And it's kind of looking it could be a little bit of both. It's hard, I can't really call it, but right now it's we got to find and listen to that inner guidance for our true beauty in our soul. And I think that's what really this North Node Gemini, and I say this all the time, but that North Node in Gemini is really about finding our truth. And it's very micro, it's our truth, figuring it out and expressing it to family and in our community. And that is a very important thing right now. But then we have this South Node in Sagittarius, which is world beliefs and changing the world, and and that's the thing, is we can't change the world in one night, in 1 week even, or even 6 months. It's going to take time for everything to change and to come into this world that we all desire. But it's important that we focus on ourselves and our community right now and really learn our truths and start communicating and expressing our true love and value for ourselves and for the people around us in our communities. And depending on where you are, that's why it's such a different thing, because someone else's micro could be someone else's macro. And that's also where Gemini's you have to see that there's multiple sides to everything. It's not just one thing. There are many truths, and nobody's truths are going to be exactly the same. Maybe one or two truths are, but nobody's going to have the exact same value system as someone else about every single thing. And that is Gemini, and we need to realize that. But you got to do what you're called to do, and people come to this planet for different reasons. Some are here to be warriors, some are here to hold the space of love. There's a million different truths for that. So you got to do what you're being called to and try and find that guidance, because it is within you. And Mercury's starting to make it square here to Chiron, and that's going to come throughout this week, and it's a hard week. So we got Mercury squaring Chiron coming into that orb right now. that's hard because it's going to feel like we can't express our true, authentic self. And it's going to feel like we can't heal ourselves because we're too worried about maybe what's going on elsewhere. And like we're completely negating the healing in ourselves because we're not communicating and talking with our feelings. We're worried about other people's feelings and how other people might be thinking about our feelings. But we gotta use that for ourselves and come back into ourselves, you know. So the sun is going to be making this, it's hit pretty much all of these. So it's hitting Jupiter right now. The sun's making the Ceci square. And it's going to hit Pluto too for the full moon. The conjunction down here with Pluto and Jupiter. So not only are we going to have, because the moon's here in Libra, the moon's going to be coming into Sag for that lunar eclipse on Friday. So the sun's making weird angles. Change is going to feel weird. It's not even going to feel like big change, or I should say it's big change, but it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel like we're like I think what I'm really trying to say is you have to expect the unexpected and stay in your alignment, because the lunar eclipse is about to bring out something crazy, and that's like the real beginning of this year, in my opinion. Is like the start of these eclipses, because we get a lot of them this year. There's 3 coming up within a month and like a half. It's a lot. There's a lot of eclipses, and that brings some serious energy and some serious change energy. They're very much like a new moon, but for the year almost. As weird as that may sound. So our moon is in Libra today. So we're still trying to find justice emotionally and find balance and harmony. But we're making this quincunx to Neptune. And that's very hard because it's like a sticky feeling where we're not connecting emotionally to like maybe our highest good. Maybe we're just completely ignoring the signs that we're getting from our guides, from spirit, and we're just living in like a fight or flight mentality, and that's like a lower vibration, right? And that's hard to it's hard to stay in alignment if you do that. Like, you got to remember that you're a multidimensional being, and you have to stay in your light no matter what. And it's going to be very difficult, but like I said, different people are here for different reasons. We all chose to be here for some reason. Like, we all have a very important purpose here. And I truly believe that some people are meant to go out and fight and change the world, and others are meant to hold a space. And that space is love, and it's a higher vibration, and to keep that anchored in, because we're going through a huge split. And that's the honest truth, is we're going through a huge split with the collective. And some people are going to just vibrate into a new way of living here. And it starts with your heart, and starts with like your own values and your love. And do you value being connected to spirit, or are you stuck in the values of I don't know what. But it's 3D, it's heavy. So it's like, what are you carrying with you right now? Like, is it really serving your highest good? And that's a hard question. It's a hard topic right now. But that's like literally what the astrology is telling me, and what I get, what the guides tell me. And I have to say it, and I don't know if I'm going to take backlash for it or not, but like, I want you guys all to know you all have my love. And like, I have stood up and done a few things in this time, and I can't do it all. Like, I live in the middle of the country. Like, I live the astrology. Like, I don't just do astrology and then leave and then go, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I live this stuff. Like, I look at this as a tool every day. Like, I live my life with that North Node in Gemini, knowing that I need to find my truth, and I need to see other truths and bridge gaps. Like, that's my life. Like, I'm not going to judge anybody for anything they do, because I know where I'm supposed to be right now. But that's my alignment, right? So that's where I'm at. And I hope you guys can find that in yourself too. And I know there's a lot going on, and it's easy to say that like this is right or wrong, and like these people are terrible, or these people are terrible, or these people are doing the wrong thing. But like, you have to understand, like, there's a side to every story. There's like multiple sides, and like, there's such good reason for what's happening right now. I honestly believe that. Am I meant to go out and like drive to the city and go? No, I'm not. Like, I've already been told that from my guides. My guides have come through in so many ways over this last weekend, telling me that that's not my place right now. And I want you guys to know, like, everybody, like, I do support this change in the world. I really do. And this week is heavy. The energy is through the roof. And yeah, it's just, we gotta remember to stay in alignment spiritually if that's what we really want. Like, if you're spiritual and you're a spiritual being, you gotta stay in your love and your light, and don't block your guides out, because there's something to say that, like, they're tired of being blocked out, and like, they're not going to give you the guidance you want if you keep blocking them out. Lilith is on top of Uranus again today. Just went retrograde. So I think that dark moon back on Uranus is going to bring some unpredictable things in our physical reality. I will say that Mercury is about to make the sextile over to Uranus. So very much this week is like, are you going to emotionally and like mentally take that stairway to heaven that Uranus is? Or are you going to go down and take the stairway down, take the escalator down to wherever that lower vibration is? And it's just different for everybody. Everybody's got a different place in this world. And I support everybody doing their best, because I truly believe that most people are just doing their best. And, it's going to be a crazy year. I've been saying it for a while now, like, since I've been doing these videos, like, you gotta find yourself and get ready for this year, and it's here. Card for the day is the Page of Pentacles reversed. So we're trying really hard to understand this new reality, and we're trying to make our way through this life, but we're curious, but maybe we need to step back out of being too curious and just start to know what our truth is, right? The page is it's the apprentice, it's a student of life and reality, and it's important to be a student and to learn from all this, but I think we, on a deep spiritual level, we know the reality we want, and there's a lot of things that have to change in our life, It's just hard. It's hard for me to give my 2 cents on this stuff, because there's just so many factors playing in, like so many different things. But the energy is very heavy today. I think we want to be the student of life, but we're not listening to the right signs, and then making that happen in our physical world and living it. So my advice today, I guess, if you even care or want it, is that we have to find our spiritual alignment and stay in that. And that is going to get us through some of the hardest times that we're going to face in our life as a collective. So find yourself, find your love. We have to keep love in our hearts. Some people really have to hold that space of love, because not everybody's going to be able to, because there are people that are here to be warriors, and that is okay. We need the warriors, just like we need the people who are going to hold love. Okay? I truly love you all. I hope you enjoyed the video. Little intense. It's been a crazy weekend. The weekend energy was heavy, and it's not slowing down this week. So take that for what it is. I love you guys very much. I hope you join me again tomorrow. Take care.